With the next big chapter of Marvel Studios' venture into the multiverse being the destruction of the multiverse, there is a lot of questions on what is coming at us next. Now, Tom Hiddleston teases what is coming from Kang the Conqueror, and this happens to be the destruction of everything we know. So with Disney Plus putting tons of special and bonuses in relation to Marvel and Disney content, there's always little pieces of content that they release that's interviews with the people involved with the projects. And this time we got a direct quote and some info on where they're taking the future of Kang the Conqueror. And this comes from Tom Hiddleston himself, who of course plays Loki, so I guess he is the man to ask about what is coming next. And he said that if you look at the final episode and what was said, and what He Who Remains was talking about, the destruction of everything and the dangers of the multiverse and what happens if it falls out of order, that there will be a much bigger and more dangerous threat. And he specifically cites Kang the Conqueror as this one, because that is something that He Who Remains, that version of Kang, was trying to avoid from happening. And he says that when you see the ending, when you see that Kang the Conqueror is coming, that this is a different character. It's a more cynical, more dangerous character who's hellbent on the destruction of the multiverse and controlling everything to a degree where he almost makes He Who Remains look like a good guy for not wanting to be a tyrannical leader of everything. And then Jonathan Majors added that he sort of has a canvas to work with here, where there's so many different things you can do with different versions of the character that it's really going to be interesting to see what happens next. And also, he directly confirms that just because there's one Kang, and this one is this way, it doesn't mean that every single version is going to be after the same type of power or the same type of thing that they're looking for in the multiverse, which makes me believe that he's teasing the bigger picture here, where, for example, people have brought it up, a version of Kang becomes Iron Lad. He's not a villain. So I think they're sort of teasing that as well. That type of setup for Kang, where we're going to get to the point where we see the Conqueror. As his name implies, he has one job and one goal: to conquer. But also, we're going to see the bigger ramifications of the multiverse pulled into this, and who knows how Kang might exist in those multiverses, because Kang was previously owned by Fox. So it's feasible to assume if they go to the Fox X-Men universe or Deadpool deals with him, a different version of Kang will appear there. Same with the Spider-Man films. So you can see how, now the multiverse being a big factor, everything is being pulled in by Kang, because he wants the complete destruction of every multiverse.